Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Care Managers Inner Circle. My name is Jonathan, and once again, it's a delight to see you here this evening. Who would have guessed this time last year we were still up to our necks in it, so we still didn't know which way was up. I think by this stage we'd had 2 cases of COVID in the building, and we were literally trying to make it up as we went along. I remember that we certainly didn't have legislation or anything else to guide us, and they were worrying times. They were very worrying times. By this stage, Boris had already been in hospital, and it was all touch and go, and it was just a year away, wasn't it? It was just it was a world away to where we are now, thank goodness. And a lot of water has flowed under the bridge. But ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the Care Managers Inner Circle. We're all here, and let me just say, we're for tomorrow. So happy birthday, Care Managers Inner Circle. Tomorrow, it is our birthday. So congratulations to us all. We've survived 4 years, 3 years, certainly. And so this time last year, thank goodness we actually existed, because I think we all supported, and you guys massively supported me. And a lot of people said, "Oh no, Jonathan, you helped us," but we all helped each other, and it was quite a tough old time. But good evening to you all. How you all doing? A little bit of ukulele for you. This is where I see the numbers drop off. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I just want to talk about something really quite close to my heart. In fact, is establishing organisational systems. I love establishing and designing systems. And for those people who might be out there, wondering what tonight's all about, this is what it's about. Let me see if I can. There we go. I've even got a little banner. So organizational heartbeat, systemizing excellence. And it is a great topic. It doesn't matter if you're ICI, it doesn't matter if you're Shell, it doesn't matter if you're some of the biggest care groups. Every single organization needs an internal heartbeat. And this tonight, ladies and gentlemen, show this to your managers, show this to your deputies, show this to your assistant directors, your trustees, because this is the importance of internal heartbeat. This is the importance of internal systemization. It's identifying what is important and holding a heartbeat to it. It's as simple as that. And just as the heartbeat is going inside you, that's how important it is. It comes what may, you've got that internal heartbeat. As soon as that heartbeat stops, the organization quite simply starts to die. So what do I mean by organizational heartbeat? I'm talking about the system of things which routinely happen on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, come what may. Those things happen in good, efficient, well-organized organizations. And when I certainly go into care homes or organizations and we look at their established internal governance, because that's what we're talking about, an internal heartbeat, you find that there are routine meetings and briefings which don't happen. And that is the start of identifying that actually the organization isn't quite what it seems, because these things are so important to internal governance, and make sure that you have a regularity and that you are repeating best practice. It's the repeatable best practice which is internalized into the organization. And very much from my days when I was in the forces, again, that seems like years ago, but those things, it was drummed into me about the importance of what we call battle rhythm. So when you're in a campaign, when you're in a battle scenario, it doesn't matter what's happening around you in terms of as a headquarters, there is a thing called battle rhythm, and you go into this rhythm in order to sustain the fight, in order to sustain, and it's no different for us. We're every single day we're in a fight. And there's so much that can distract us. There's so many things that we could be doing. There's so many things that we should be doing. There's always another email. There's always another, always something else to brief. There's always more relatives that you've got to talk to. There's always stuff to do. And unless you take time out to focus on the important things, then I'm afraid none of this will happen. It's as simple as that. So tonight is really emphasizing the importance of, whoever you are, you must establish your own organization heartbeat. And tonight, I just want to describe what it might look like and what it might feel like. And I'll finish with sort of the big 6 things which you might wish to consider. So first and foremost, it is a sign of a good organization. Good organizations have a regular governance in terms of meetings. So that might be the meetings that they hold. That might be the briefings that they hold. They're not distracted by that. When you go into these organizations, they're not finding out that they've been cancelled again. And that might be anything from senior financial board meetings through to trustee meetings, all the way down to heads of department meeting, financial meetings, even the meetings with your activities coordinators or your maintenance team. Those sort of things are super important. So the importance of this is you establish an internal rhythm within your organization, because what you're doing is you're internalizing repeatable best practice. It's simple as that. And that's the systemization. You provide also your organization with a framework within which to hang, and it doesn't matter how much chaos is going around, that internal structure, almost like the structure of a building, it's always there. It provides the rigidity, it provides the strength and stability for the whole organization, the whole building on which to hang. And your organization is absolutely no different. So you've got this framework of operations which then is in place. Also, it allows you to take time out from that chaos, from the busyness as every single day of every single organization. It allows you to take some time out in order to focus on the stuff which is important, because you've identified what is important in your organization, and therefore you're able to focus on that because you have an internal heartbeat. You have a meeting, a briefing, which is already planned, and it's in the diary, and it is, I wouldn't say it's immovable. You can certainly move it left and to the right, but you certainly will never cancel it. Also, you can maintain, it allows you to focus on and be able to check off the actions, the organizational actions in accordance with your own previous minutes. And you can maintain and monitor your own progress. And that's aligned with the organizational goals and organizational mission, etc. So you can see where you're going. This is what I've spoken in the past about your waypoints, and you keep the organization on track, on plan. It's as simple as that. So these things are a time for us to become grounded. It brings us back into the center again. We can point onto our waypoint on the horizon and just make sure that we're not going to be buffered too much by the winds in the sails, for want of another analogy. So what's it look like? Well, this is, I can only give you an example of for Birkdale Park Nursing Home. It's a busy nursing home, extremely busy. We've got a lot of people who we've got to keep happy, not just in terms of residents and the relatives, but also external organizations. We've got a block contract with the local hospital, and therefore there's a lot of people interested in our organization and will have an opinion on our organization. So what does it look like? So these are the sort of things that you may wish to consider for your organization. So you'll have a weekly heads of department meeting. That is crucial. It doesn't matter how big your organization, but you'll have heads of department, heads of wing, heads of you might be your organizer, but heads of department heads of department meeting will be held on a weekly basis. Clinical governance, financial, these are typically held on a monthly basis. Maintenance, also activities is another monthly one. Monthly close down. So we now have this, which I sit with my senior admin team, and we do a formal close down of the month, and that's really important. And that's done to an audit. We then have my seniors meetings, I have my RGN meetings, or very much my clinical meetings, whole staff meeting, which is done twice a year. And then also, which is a new one, is a quarterly reset meeting. So every quarter, we review the last quarter, both in terms of finance and also accident incidents, etc. And we reset the organizational goals for the next quarter. So at the moment, I've just set quarter one goals and objectives. They will be reviewed. They're continuously reviewed, but they are formally reviewed in 3 months' time. And that is at the quarterly reset meeting. It sounds very bureaucratic. It's not. It's a real breather for me as as a register manager to be able to take some time out to see where the hell we're going, and what things that we're doing is working particularly well. So just finally, I just want to leave you with this. So these are some of the 6, see if you can see it there. So these are some of the 6 areas, and I've got right fancy with this. There we go. Let's see if this goes. Oh, there we go. So we've got one scrolling. Right, let me hide that one. There we go. So this is, oh, heart is spelled wrong there. Anyway, so organization and heartbeat. So this is what it looks like. I mean, 1, identify the important systems. So if you have a number of, it doesn't matter what organization it is, identify those things which are important to you. So those ones I rattled off before. So weekly heads of department, clinical governance, financial maintenance activities, monthly close down, seniors meeting, RGM meeting, whole staff meeting, and also the quarterly reset meeting. They're the ones which I deem are so important. We have to have a formal meeting with agenda, with minutes, which are produced extremely quickly, then disseminated, etc. So identify the important systems in your organization, which are so important. You need to lock them down with a formal meeting within which you can discuss progress, etc. The next one is produce a plan meeting. That can just be a simple table, but have a plan on how regularly you're going to deliver these meetings. The next one then is just make sure whatever meetings you have genuinely do align with your organization. And now this, if I'd said that to you, you said that to me about 2 or 3 years ago, I'd say, well, every organization's got a name, but we didn't really have a series of organizational aims and goals. We do now at Birkdale Park, and that's been a real driver for us to ensure that we are moving in the right direction. You know, we've got 3 strategic organization goals and aims, which all of our meetings then tie into. I've got number 4 there, keep the attendance low. I mean, that's really just a bit of a pointer. The bigger Chinese parliament that you will have issues about attendance and also the thing being derailed. So keep it as low as you possibly can so it's more agile. And then the final one is make sure you do have an agenda, and the rapid minutes, in capitals there, rapid minutes which are produced typically within 24 hours of the meeting occurring. And I've got number 6 there. It's just never cancel. Never, ever. There we go. Never cancel those meetings. It's too easy. And when you go into organizations, there we go, covering my hello up. When you go into organizations, they say, oh, well, you know, we were planning to have a relatives meeting. There's no excuse now on Zoom, all of these meetings, particularly the staff ones. So the seniors meetings, the RGN meetings, the clinical governance, the relatives and residents meetings. Oh yeah, that was one I missed off. They are the ones which we hold now routinely, virtually and also physically. And so there's no excuse now for missing these meetings. Always hold your feet to the fire. Always hold your feet to the fire. Make sure these meetings occur. Make sure they're effective meetings. And now our heads of department meeting it used to be an hour. When I've now streamlined it to no more than 30 minutes. Now you've got to be super sharp and super focused on that. There is absolutely no room for waffle. It means if it does go on for about 40 minutes, it's considerably less than an hour 10, an hour 15, because these things can easily drag on. So keep it short, keep it time boxed, produce the minutes extremely quickly, and make sure the minutes and the actions. So don't produce great big verbose minutes of who said what. We're not really interested in that. All we're interested in is the action points which have fallen out for that, because that's the critical thing. And the critical act of any meeting isn't holding the meeting, isn't producing the minutes. It's the effective close down and completion of the minutes of the actions which were agreed in that meeting. That is the critical thing. That's all I'm interested in. Yeah, all the other stuff is just costume jewelry, is just flannel before it. So the important thing is the successful close down of the action points from the previous meeting. That is why it's so important to have follow-up meetings, to make sure, follow-up opportunities, to make sure that stuff that you agreed. Otherwise, it's just been a waste of time. People just directing hot air and waffle at each other. So there you go, folks. Good to see you. So the importance of organizational heartbeat. Make sure you spell heart right, as you see there. Let's get my little banner on there. Take that off there. And there we go. So hope you're all well. Ain't she sweet? Walking down the street, ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Ain't she nice? Look her up once or twice, ask you very confidentially, ain't she nice? Cast an eye in her direction, oh me, oh my, in that perfection. Right, that's enough. Right, have a great night. And it's our birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday in a circle for tomorrow. I'll wake up all excited. See you soon. Look after yourselves and take care. Bye for now.